Hello? Hello? Or is this also? Wait. Yep. Nope. That's the wrong one. That's the wrong number. Hello? Oh, hello? Man, like Pig said, what's scarier than trying to earnestly do something? Especially when it goes fucking off. Do you hear me now, Pig? I hear you. Oh my goodness, I'm glad. I'm so glad. I'm gonna blow my nose. You didn't hear that, but it was on purpose. You don't get to hear what me blowing my nose sounds like. It's too horny. I was saying, I mean, I did a little song and dance when I came out, but not from the closet. I'm still in there. But I was just saying, figured we'd take a chance to do some art this October, because there's no particular spooky games I feel like streaming at the moment. Honestly, if I'm being completely honest, and only Pig's here, so we're talking between runs like right now. I don't think there's many games right now that if I stream will like turn around the views I get on my Twitch channel. You know? I rather use it to be productive in other ways. So with that in mind, we'll do some art. I kind of want it to start off working on my card game.
Yippers!
The duo compels you, Lord in heaven. No, yeah, I saw that on a fucking Twitch promotion. I was like, I'm not gonna mention Duolingo Owl. AI using piece of crap. Fucking good. Hey, good work throwing all the goodwill out along with your real human workers. Here at Cahill Comics, no one watches our stuff, but we do use real human people.
Yep, and since no one watches, nothing's illegal.
Exactly. Anything's legal when the cops aren't around. What do you say, Seuss? You are Seuss in the stealth. Stealth, give me your best Seuss, please. Best Seuss now, please.
Look, I could be he, but I could never be him.
My grandma was right. I'm the perfect man. So let me turn down music just a smidge as I turn up desktop. How are you doing this fine day, Stealth?
Digimon.
I was about to say, I was like, are you here to preach about the wonders of Digimon as our Lord and Savior Pokemon has announced more DLC before the game has come out?
The DLC's got DLC.
Yeah, you know. Just in case you wanted Pokemon that probably should have been in the base decks and almost definitely should have been animated. I don't know a lot of things. I will say this. I will stand by the fact I think overall individual Pokemon are designed better than individual Digimon. But with that being said, there's definitely I'm taking an average here, and I don't see fucking Digimon batting 1,000. That's me always thinking of Peter Panmon and Captain Hookmon. And if you're like, dude, they just look like Peter Pan and Captain...
Are you serious?
They are just men who are the characters. Anyway.
Yeah, because Pokemon can definitely beat the just dudes allegations.
First off, I'm talking... You know, you have a good point, but also that's me also thinking of Pokemon before certain intuitification set in. But regardless, what I'm saying is I think Digimon tends to just throw more spaghetti at the wall in Pokemon, and there's good and bad things about that. It's, you know, it's all encompassing. What's that?
Digimon are the champions
of spaghetti. Agreed. But fucking like. With that being said, what that allows me to say is that there's definitely more Digimon than there are Pokemon. And hey, guess what? They all look better in the new Digimon game, which is wild because like Digimon's not small. Let's not get it wrong. I think it's always had a strong following in Japan, even if the Americas haven't caught on after the initial craze.
I've always stayed loyal.
Your Valve. I only got tangentially into Digimon, just like catching a couple episodes in the Digimon movie on like Cartoon Network. But with so I need to fucking I have to work on the comic because fucking this next one is going to be so complicated, and my weekend has truly just gotten so ridiculously fun. So it's like, well, always a bridesmaid, never a bride. Anyway, what was I just thinking of? Completely forgot. All right, Digimon. Yeah, they're putting Pokemon to shame at the moment, and good for them, because I think even because me and Stealth have talked about watching Digimon, rewatching some older Digimons together, and I think at the end of the day, it would still end up taking third in my creature collection kind of tier list for me personally. But that being said,
you were sleeping on Digimon Adventure.
Yeah, well, fuck it, we need to watch it, so
We will.
We will. I know we will. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, listen, I'm not expecting a lot of things to. I mean, like, I'm expecting Digimon to be good, but Duel Monsters came out swinging at me, so I'm like, fucking, like, that might be number one for me now. And I wouldn't have said that years ago, when, you know, before certain things happened at Game Freak, but, you know, the world is there. The world has changed. And some things that should not have been forgotten have been. For none now live who remember it. You know? It started with the forgings of the Rings of Power. So, I'm sorry. I'm done quoting Lord of the Rings at you. So. Stealth,
That's okay.
Would you watch Lord of the Rings with me? If I was like, Stealth, do you want to watch Lord of the Rings with me?
I don't know. What do you think, Lord of the Rings, Mon?
What's that? Lord of the Rings Mon? Aragorn Mon? Hobbit Mon?
No, Lord of the Rings, Mon. That's the name.
That's the whole name. It can't be a specific character as specifically. I saw an interesting Stealth, would you like to hear interesting Digimon headcanon? Which I saw online I think today or yesterday. That the reason unlike Pokemon, the reason every Digimon's name ends with Mon is because that's their file type. They are a .mon file from the digital world.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. It does make sense, because otherwise it's just like, who's naming you? Why do you keep doing this? Alright. I gotta animate fucking, well, not animate, but generally draw Walt and Willie bursting in onto the scene, only to find their new friend beaten half to death. So this is gonna be fun. We're doing a sequel. We're back by popular demand. Come on, everybody, strike up the band. I'm also, yeah, you can now see my entire Clip Studio workspace because I have a bigger monitor now, and window capture works different on Windows. So, also, are you playing Time Stranger? What was I thinking of?
Yeah.
Right now, Stealth? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We love to see it. What was I just thinking of? How would you say it compares to, what's it called? Cyber Sleuth. Which one do you like better so far?
That's very hard to say.
Because is Cyber Sleuth more like a strategy type of game, I don't want to say Fire Emblem, but you know, like
nope, you're thinking of Digimon Survive.
Is that which one was on Switch? I mean, Digimon.
Both, I think.
Cyber Sleuth is the one where like you and your friends wake up in a fucking school in another dimension and a bunch of
No, that's Survive.
That Survive. Then when did
Which Survive was an amazing story. I love the game.
Okay, that's the one I want to get then. I don't know why I thought I was thinking of Cyber Sleuth. Did Cyber Sleuth come out after or before Survive?
Cyber Sleuth came out way before Survive.
Okay, so then yeah, I want to get I want to get Digimon Survive because that was the one I thought looked really neat and everything. So
I would get Digimon Survive for you.
Well, I was waiting. I did say I was like I want. It's probably on sale, and I said Cyber Sleuth because that's the one I thought was the most recent Digimon game, but I meant Survive. So if it's on sale for Nintendo Switch, then I'd get that. So
Oh, for Nintendo Switch?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think you can even gift on that platform.
no, like the reality is, especially with a game like Survive, like I would play it far less on PC than I would if I had it on Switch. So that's why that's why I'm just like, no, I can get it for myself.
Oh, yeah. Whenever I first got it, basically it was me and Ian camped out, like, just playing through the game multiple times.
Yeah, because here's the it just because it's like one of those like strategy games and stuff like that, it seems smaller than Time Stranger, which seems like full-on JRPG 300 hours. So
I mean, it's a decently long story, and it's like a decisions matter kind of thing.
Oh, Lord.
And, like, different yeah.
Also, do you start out with just like Agumon? That's just you don't get to choose a starter. It's just like you have Agumon. Good luck with that.
Well, I mean, it's kind of
Go on.
Like the main characters are kind of like quote unquote chosen children, so they have their specific Digimon partner.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I can understand from a story perspective. I'm asking as a player. It's just like I have certain Digimon I start out with no choice.
Based on your decisions, it will affect Agumon's evolution.
Yeah, I know that too. I said I know that too. I know they have the branching evolution path. I'm just because like you get 3 choices at the start of a Time Stranger, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So like
Gomamon, Patamon, Pico Devimon. Do not pick Pico Devimon. You can get him basically. You can get him
right
super
after.
quickly.
What was I thinking of? Is Jellymon available in game? Because Jellymon's cool.
I haven't seen her yet.
Damn it. A damn bit.
But I find it hard to believe that Ghost Games dudes are not going to appear at some point.
Yeah, I mean they were the last. That was the last. What's the new anime called? Because now I'm getting them all mixed
Beat
up.
Break?
Beat Break, yeah. Because it was the Ghost Game was the last one before Beat Break. So and Beat Break just came out. So I do feel like it might just be a branding issue, which I'm not about to lay at Digimon's feet because it's good for them to separate themselves from the Pokemon craze for many reasons. I feel like their generation. I messed up that bit right there. I feel like their generations are not as clearly defined, separated as a typical Pokemon generation.
They used to be.
They used to be. I mean, it's fine. You can mash and mix generations. It's just like we got new stuff. It doesn't have to all be a big, it doesn't have to be just one big release and then it's just like, okay, see y'all later. It doesn't have to be one big release that's actually kind of underwhelming because it's undercooked in a lot of ways. And then you wait a year and then the same thing happens again and it's also not good. So I'm being really hard. Mega Raichu immediately being DLC before the game even announced really got my goat. So I apologize. I used to be like, no, I don't want to, a lot of people being negative on Pokemon right now, but now I'm just like, no, I'm going to rip them a new one. So
yeah, I've been fairly consistent on what I dislike about modern Pokemon.
Yeah.
So I think my criticisms are fairly known here.
And I've went from like I have some criticisms to just like fucking rip it out by the roots, start like do it again. Fucking that's me at this point. So
Yeah, well, they tried to do Kanto 2 before, and we got Unova.
Well, a lot of stealth. A lot of people like Unova, so come on now. We can't go off the rails here. I know your feelings, but
Oh, I'm fairly within my lane.
I'm watching myself. Don't worry. But yeah, what's the? Because when we watched getting back to Digimon, when we watched Ghost Game together, what's the? Because I remember there's Candlemon and Wizardmon, who I love the designs of both. Like, just a lot of spooky Digimon that I like the designs of, and they share a thing. What's the first one that turns into those guys and then Mummymon? You remember or no?
Oh god, I did make you an evolution line, didn't I?
You did. You were just like...
That's how you like.
Yeah, and I did. So, like, you did a good job.
I can find that out really quick.
No rush, because you are doing your own thing. But I was like, who's the starter with that? Yeah. Also, you know, credit where credit's due, because I don't think this has changed. Like, Digimon has just kind of kept structure, which I think is good. Because I mean, I've ranted also about Yu-Gi-Oh, like changing up the structure of how like that whole thing works. A fair amount, whereas Digimon is just like, no, these are the level of Digimon there are. They intersect and intertwined and, you know, all different things, but like for the most part it stays like this, and I think that's a good thing, because I think too many franchises like that are quick to be like, new thing now, as opposed to just building on what they have. So
well, Candlemon is the child / rookie,
the baby, yeah.
Form. Well, the baby would be Petite Miramon.
Got Petite Miramon.
And he's just like a little. Yeah, he's just like a little wisp.
Oh, that's it. I love little wisp designs. So that's cool.
And the funny thing about that is that the flame on Candlemon is a Petite Miramon.
That's very good. Now that's some design consistency I can appreciate. So yeah. That's what I mean. Like, listen, I know people talk about death, and I'm sure Digimon fans are sick of hearing about it, but at the end of the day, it is like, holy fucking, what? No, how could this be? how could the baby I have turn into this thing, which looks nothing like the baby I used to have? So, like, and I get to some degree I was trying to put Walt's hands behind his head, but here's a problem. One, his head is half his body, and two, he does wear a hat, so that won't be working.
And that's why they have the curated anime lines for people who like design consistency.
Yeah, where it's just like this is a main character Digimon, and it keeps, you know, it's different designs about throughout the whole thing. And you can do that in a game if you're really desperate to, or you can just see where the spirit takes you. And sometimes the spirit takes you in wild directions. So good luck with that. I feel like I saw a thing recently. Can you like check out what your Digimon digivolves to in the game in Time Stranger, and if you don't like it, be like, go back, or is it? Well,
yeah, that's always been like a mechanic to digivolve. Yeah.
Then and I don't think I've ever criticized that, because I've never checked out the Digimon games enough to be like, this is a problem, but then they can just do whatever the fuck they you know, like they can go.
Oh, your blood.
Yeah, exactly. You do whatever the hell you want if you're gonna let me preview it and be like, no, I don't want that. So and go for it. Go for it. But yeah, I remember.
In fact, it's kind of incentivized to do that every now and again.
What? Just go backwards and try again. Yeah. Like, as much as like I said, it's a double-edged sword, along with like design spaghetti, of like, you know, you like sometimes it doesn't look as good as like a Pokemon or what have you whose whole line is like curated and designed around certain features, unless you're Oshawott.
Jesus Christ, that final Evo is tragic.
Can you believe Blastoise is the one that had nothing to do with its original line? That's insane. I was thinking about that the other day. That's the insane thing. Anyway. But on the other hand, like it lets you and players have more freedom of just like I picked up like a worm, and now I have a Valkyrie. I guess I don't know how this happened, but I love him I love my transgender son. So, thank you, Digimon. Digimon out here expecting you to respect what people want to be called, and you better do it, or else they'll nuke a small city, as is their right as a mega evolved Digimon. Yeah. Also, and I'll stand by this because I do want to watch. I forget. I literally saved it on TikTok at one point, but there was the one Digimon series I saw a good bit of, and it was like really my first taste of anime, not counting like Pokemon, because that was very curated for American kids at the time. But like the one of the Digimon series I did see, I do believe was in the real world, quote unquote. But then obviously Adventures in the Digital world, and I always think that's more interesting, of like the kids getting lost in the trippy ass.
Let me guess. Around your age, you saw Tamers.
Is it Tamers? Because isn't that also the one you said was?
Digimon.
Isn't that also the one you said isn't good?
No, Tamers is great.
Okay.
A lot of people, Tamers is their favorite.
Give me. Because the thing I remember specifically, yep, okay, it was Tamers. Okay, then yeah, I should watch Tamers. We should rewatch Tamers at one point, especially because like, why are the kids naked right now? And I was a kid, so it wasn't.
Oh, Matrix Evolution.
Yeah. And like to a degree, I'm just like, yeah, combine with your Digimon, all that kind of stuff. But then also, it's just like, this is weird. This is happening. I'm a child. I'm a sheltered child, and I don't understand what this is about. So, all right.
They do it they do it a really cool way, and then I think like the next year, no, it's either the next generation or 2 generations after that. I feel like they kind of missed the point with that, and then they just make the kids the Digimon.
Merging with your Digimon and stuff like that.
Yeah, it gets to the point where there's like one season where there's not even Digimon at all. There's like just different armor spirits.
That's weird.
I don't like that one.
No personality. Less good. So, what was I just thinking of? Yeah, so like, especially as I was trying to, so. First thing, let me get this off my chest. I thought of like a common writer adjacent character idea today, and I hate how good I actually made that idea in my head, because I have 2 other ideas I'm trying to work on at the moment. But back to like kind of like creature capture kind of franchises. I feel like one thing everyone needs to hurdle, and maybe this is actually kind of one reason Digimon can fall flat in some regards, is like the need to feel like the human is actually a part of it. You know what I mean? Because like there is Digivolution, don't get me wrong, and they explain that, but that's also kind of like part of what any given series is about, is like, how the kids are actually helping the Digimon get stronger, yada 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 yada, figuring that out.
Yeah, through their own personal growth and through the growth of their bond.
Yeah. But I feel like in like Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon, it's far more direct, where it's like in Yu-Gi-Oh you're playing the game, you are the most involved you could be, and in Pokemon it's just like you're there and you're giving directions, but you're standing behind the Pokemon. I feel like in Digimon sometimes it can feel like it's just like you are watching. So, but I need to watch more Digimon.
No,
so.
I think the fucking two points towards that.
What's that?
I really like the Digimon versus Pokemon Death Battle because it exemplifies how that notion's like incorrect.
Oh yeah, to be clear, this is not me because again, I haven't consumed enough of it. To me, this is me like looking at some Digimon and saying like remembering some of the series, remembering us watching, fucking Ghost Game, yada yada yada, and like I think that's a presentation thing that they've had some issues with at times, but doesn't necessarily mean it's true because like if anything, maybe that's one reason I need to rewatch Tamers, because in the mythos, it's more like a symbiotic relationship sort of thing as opposed to a like, you know, like, excuse the word, tamer. I know that's messed up, but anyway, tamer beast sort of thing. It's like, no, we are like literally like fucking fusing hearts to become strong enough to tackle this challenge. And like I get that, but again, I feel like that's just a presentation issue that they've had at times. So, but who knows? Like I said, this is we're gonna get done 5Ds eventually, and at that point you can be like, okay, Cahill. So this is the other thing that my kids.
The other point that I was gonna make about the human being involved. This is a specific case with the protagonist of Digimon Sabers, but their system how they evolve is they inject their Digisoul into the Digivice in order for the Mon to evolve. And the main character, the way that he initially charges his Digisoul is by punching the shit out of enemy Digimon. just like clobbering the shit out of them.
Well, like that's what I'm saying, because like remembering Ghost Game and like some other things I've seen, like it just feels like it almost just feels like, because like you see Digimon fighting each other all the time. Like I mean that's our ecosystem. Like they literally are just always fighting each other.
You're an ecosystem.
I am. I try to keep my gut biome balanced, but. I'm sorry, I drink some water. But like sometimes it can just feel like the kids are just being like, use attack, and it's just like, well, they could have done that. But like you were pointing out, it's just like, no, when you get into it, it's like the Digimon we are following are only as strong as they are because they have a human friend who is like, you know, helping to give them strength through like. Being together, yada yada yada, all that kind of stuff. But what was I thinking of? Again, presentation, and I need to watch more before I give full thoughts on how they handle all that. So that's me. Little thoughts just based on like cursory glances at Digimon and outsider knowledge of just like I know. I don't know how it compares to Pokemon directly in the modern day, but obviously, if anything, Pokemon has too much money given how things are. So
apparently not enough to do with it.
I know, fucking honestly. So if Digimon's staying in their own little corner over there and making really quality stuff, then fucking like. Maybe
and I definitely do have my qualms with Digimon. Like I'm not forgiving how they fucked over Ghost Game.
Yeah, we should. That's why we should watch Adventure and Tamers. I'm glad we now have like a multi-list after 5Ds, because originally it was just like we need to check out like some Digimon, but like multiple of just like Venture, Tamers is like okay, that good for another year. Hell yeah. But what was I thinking of?
Never ending football.
Never end. I mean, fuck it. Hopefully, you're one of my best friends, man. I'd be sad to not be hanging out with you on the reg. So, I'm glad we figured out a system that makes that happen. Because yada yada yada. Oh Lord, heartfelt stuff on Twitch. I know. But what was I just thinking of? But yeah, like I mean, again, like Ghost Game had some cool stuff that I remember, but. You're already telling me it's like the finale dropped off, so at that point it's like it doesn't give me hopes that it's reached the highest peaks that Digimon had. So good reason to
it had all the potential,
and then it fell fat,
which makes it hurt the most.
Yeah, Uh, Beat Break just. I know you've had some cons with some of the designs they've started out with, but I mean, if anything, Digimon are flexible. We were literally just talking about that.
Yeah.
But also, its art direction.
I think they.
Go on.
Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say its art direction helps it. I feel like carries it a good amount with like in the animation department and everything. So, hopefully the story and characters live up to that as well. Your thing now.
Oh yeah, Geckomon's just a bit overdone. That's really it. I like the little bat.
Little bat.
I don't.
Go on. Sorry.
I don't think I'm gonna love like the red panda thing.
The red panda's the worst. I saw because when I saw Geckomon, which I didn't know that was his name, I'm surprised they didn't already have a Geckomon. Sometimes I do that where because they'll have like Peter Pan Mon or like Angel Woman Mon. Well, I guess Angel Woman's kind of that's something you could have gotten too early. But then it's just like, oh, and introducing Geckomon. It's like, you didn't have that? What have you been doing? I really need to go through them in chronological order and be like, which ones did you hit first? Because the fact you left some on the cutting room floor is insane. But I saw Geckomon's design, and I had only really noticed the green and red elements to it. But yeah, it does have plenty of schmutz on his face and some on his hands. Where I'm just like, yeah, that is a little busy. The red panda seems way too busy. So I can understand that. So if you
Cahill, you're gonna be slightly mad.
Go on.
But there is a Geckomon, but that Geckomon only has 1 K in it. This one has 2.
And this is why beforehand Pokemon did deserve to win. Because they weren't doing this shit. Like, fuck you. I think also, hi J12. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I think Digimon designers might have been on crack, and I think they've kept being on crack for a while.
And you know what? More power to them.
Yeah, no, like, if that makes them more creative and original, then that's fine. So.
Uncritical support to the continued crack use of Digimon.
It's just like, if you're gonna keep being insane, it's better than being fucking bland as hell like so many other things, so. I am, I'm getting there. I wish more people reading my comic. I will be totally upfront about that, but I'm going to keep working on it because I like it, so. It is what 'tis. And in the meantime, I hang out with friends and doodle and talk about Digimon, so. Stealth, what's an obscure Digimon that you love? Tell it to me now. Like one that, no, like, I mean, it could be a main character one from an anime series, but one that doesn't get a lot of attention in general.
See, the... What do you think on that one?
Gotcha. Do you have a favorite one in general that's easier to think of?
I like Wizardmon a lot.
Wizardmon's good. Just I do like me some spooky I do use a junk deck in Yu-Gi-Oh, right? But a lot of those are shockingly dark type Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I think a lot of dark type Yu-Gi-Oh just have some of the best art in the entire just franchise. Like some spooky looking creatures from the creature catcher kind of genre have some of the best looks to them, so I appreciate J12. I do think it's less of a thing of just like people don't support me. It's not that. It is specifically like I need to find a better way of like advertising it. I just don't know how, because obviously fucking I'm not going to start like buying bots. That would be a quick way to get my shit blacklisted, that's for sure, on top of being annoying, so. But yeah. I will say one thing. First off, this is one of the main things I got from Ghost Game. Even though I don't perfectly remember, I remember good bits of it, but like episode by episode, maybe not. But anyway, because I don't like Nuzlocke. or what have you, and I don't like the idea of like edgy Pokemon. But Digimon makes the idea of the creatures dying work. So it's like, and what, and you want to know?
You will cry.
Yeah, you will cry, and also Buddhism. Learn about Buddhism and reincarnation. You know, just just understand that for a minute, and maybe you'll be able to handle more Digimon stuff later down the line. So, but yeah. Yeah, what I will say, so summing up all that, I think one general thing I can say for certain about Digimon that I would like them to change and do more with is just the less real world, more fantasy world of Digimon, because they're like ethereal cyber world as opposed to downtown Japan. Personally, that's
Don't
me.
like Shibuya incident number 87.
I know. You don't like continually returning to Shibuya and the kids continually having to hide their Digimon? Why not, Cahill? Come on. Get with it. Speaking of, though, I feel like I've mixed up Cyber Sleuth and Survive specifically because, to me, being trapped in the digital world and having to figure things out, that's a Cyber Sleuth. So it's just like, yeah, that's it.
But in order to find stuff out, you have to
Survive.
Yeah.
Do they? Well, I know we'll probably find this out if and when we watch it. Do the kids eat things in the digital world and like adventure and stuff? Yeah. Okay. It's not. They don't bite into it and it turns into like fucking battery acid or something because you know.
Nope.
Okay. That's good. That's good for the children. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how specific this is in any one they talked about it a little bit in Ghost Game, but like Stealth had said we hadn't finished that, and apparently, you know, finale isn't all it's cracked up to be. But like, I do
so
feel
much potential.
I know. I do feel like Digimon would make a lot more thematic sense if they were more explicit about just like Digimon are creatures made of information about different topics. So that's why there's so many random ass Digimon, is because it's all the collection on those specific topics. So, just like, why are there so many Christian Digimon? Well, there's a lot of stuff about Christianity on the internet. Go figure. Have fun working with that. And Angel Woman Mon knows exactly what you're looking up. None of it is pure. Get out of here.
Oh no, it's just Angel Woman.
Angel Woman, damn it. Well, fucking...
Yeah.
There are definitely... I also know this for a fact. There are definitely Digimon that are like Man-Mon, or what have you. Man-Mon
Oh,
and...
like...
Go on.
They usually use Mon in place of Man, like
Man.
Dino Human.
Gotcha. At least they work it in naturally to some of them, as opposed to just always being like, just tack it on to the end of the word. Just don't worry about it.
I'll be right back.
You got it. But yeah. TM. So like, I do want to keep working. Like, it's hard to develop something like this without necessarily getting a whole bunch of like being able to like beta test and get a whole bunch of feedback. But I still want to keep working on my like card game idea, right? But TM. One of the things, the Common Rider idea I had today, I just like, you know, who doesn't love a good transformation sequence? And I was getting inspired by the fact that when Sakurai did his Kirby Air Riders Direct and introduced Starman, he made a Kamen Rider reference, and I was like, what would the star-based piece of armor look like? So I was running with that in my head today, and then I did actually make like a half-decent story idea, part of which is based on the thought experiment I've done before, that like, you know what would be probably the most busted power in real life is just invulnerability. Like, not necessarily super strength, just being immune to weapons and damage and stuff like that. Because you know how many people solve problems with firearms? A good amount of them. And I imagine if that stopped working on at least on even one person, they would have a sort of existential crisis very quickly. So I probably won't be rolling with that too much. I might try and do some doodles. But I don't know. I think that's fun. I think it's fun to think about, just like, okay, give normal ass person invulnerability and a flashy common rider transformation, and then let that loose in the real world as opposed against like aliens and monsters and what have you. So even though we love guys in rubber suits around here, who doesn't love a good old rubber suit? Yeah, I was having an okay day at work today, but there were definitely some road bumps, as you know, work. And also it's just like, I got stuff I want to do, like make these kinds of ideas and yada yada yada, on top of watching extant media. So it would just be better. It'd just be better if, you know, less of that. Less working, please. Please and thank you. Stealth, let me pitch you an idea. We quit our jobs and
okay, well, we do need money.
Well, the rest of the idea will take care of that. So we quit our jobs and we get a house. Don't worry about the leap in logic there. But anyway, we quit our jobs and we get a house. Okay, you with me so far? You're not good. And then we make money by doing things in the basement. Now, you might say, what things in the basement? I haven't figured that part out yet. Well, I'm sure...
I was about to say, I think I might need to move states before we can do that.
But if I know the internet, someone will fucking get on this and make us $1 million. So...
Hey, there's gonna be someone who's into it.
I know. Number 4. 2 gay guys in a basement. You might think that.
Go on.
Now I want to be clear. It's not sexual. That's not what we're doing. It's other things. Still haven't figured that part out yet, and whether it'll be better or worse than you know. But if I saw that thing running around, I would stomp on it until it was a little brown stain.
Okay, now I see where you're going.
Just like spooky, you know, spooky stuff. I'll make a little clay man out of, I'll make a little goblin out of clay, and we'll like puppet it around a basement and then post that online. 2 million views one day. Everyone will swear it's the government hiding things from us. Stealth, what do you think the chances are that giants are real and the government has been hiding them from us this entire time? Out
Next
of 100.
to 0.
Next to 0? Are you really sure? Stealth, are you really sure that there haven't been giants before and the government is just hiding them from us?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not the case.
That's not true? Okay. Yeah, you're probably right about that, but still.
We don't live in that fictional world.
No, we don't. Man.
Which is another fictional world that I like. But...
What, one where giants are extant?
Yeah.
That's fair. Giants are pretty cool. They're a little scary because they're big, but you know.
I was just thinking of the frozen super giants of that fictional universe.
I don't know what fictional universe you're talking about, but maybe I'm just
It's the one with the pirates.
With the pirate. Oh, you're right. You're right. Well, those giants aren't scary. They're friendly, except for the frozen ones, which are explicitly...
That's what exactly. What were we talking about?
Except for the ones you mentioned by name. Lord, have you caught up? I haven't caught up on the One Piece manga, but I do know one thing that was proven correct in it, and I had asked Stealth if he had gotten up on it, and he said no when I had asked him before, but...
No, I still haven't.
Yeah, I figured. It's wild, and I'd love to talk about it, and I'd also love to catch up in general, but... I kind of end up leaving One Piece as it runs. And sometimes Chainsaw Man, I feel like Chainsaw Man is like my #1 ongoing manga at the moment, excluding One Piece, but also kind of not excluding One Piece, because like if you ask me what I would rather read week of, the new One Piece chapter or the new fucking Chainsaw Man chapter, I'll probably pick Chainsaw Man, because in One Piece it's like, oh, I need 10 more chapters of context for like this to do anything. That or Luffy is punching the big guy, which I do like to see, but you know, like I can wait for a backlog to store up. Whereas in Chainsaw Man, the entire Earth's population of fucking rats have gone missing. And they're being thrown at a teenager for some reason. And I would actually love to read that chapter right now. So... And I'm sorry if someone that gets some One Piece fans mad at me. But listen, I think I have actually accidentally made Lindsay here slightly taller than Sun Wukong, but definitely not stronger, unfortunately. Here's the thing about Lindsay, is one, she doesn't have superpowers, which is already a bad start. But it's not that she's a worse pirate than Walt and other pirates roaming around, but she is a worse captain, you know? She's not great at making decisions, in part because she feels like there's a lot of pressure on her to make the right decision, so then she doesn't. You know? It happens. Sometimes things are stressful. 'Tis what 'tis. I'm making Lindsay too tall right now. That is a problem. Oh, okay. Okay. A stealth.
Yes.
I don't know. I feel like I had questions about Digimon, but I don't want you to spoil the game at all for people in chat. But I'm sure it's good.
I just walked up on the Digimon that make up the Tamers gang.
Oh!
Like, just kind of like sitting in a corner together.
Oh, that's nice.
They have like, yeah.
Go on.
They have all kinds of like Easter eggs like that.
That's cool.
Like, just they tend to group up the Digimon that work together in certain series.
Oh, that's nice. There's like 8 in like Adventure. There's like 8 like main kids in Digimon, right? So that's a pretty big group, it seems like, especially given like Ghost Game and Breakers.
Yep, and the kid's character is all explored incredibly well, like really deeply. That's the strength of the series.
I had to stop and see if you were fucking with me. I was like, wait.
Oh no, I'm serious. Zero sarcasm.
It is insane to me And, like, I do like 5Ds more than GX. I'll give it that. It's insane to me that one of Duel Monster's greatest strength is that it has 3 main protagonists, all of which are really well written, that being Yugi Moto, Joey Wheeler, and Seto Kaiba. And then they don't do that again. So, like, they're just kind of like, no, the one guy. There's just the one guy. So...
Even then, with that cast, there were some characters that were kind of left out in the cold.
Yeah.
Kujakumai.
No, yeah, that's true. But, yeah. I would. It's too late for this, but I would read a My spin-off. You know, of just like what you do after that, after she got really just so much PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were going to name someone else, but no, Mai's actually a good example. Because, like, maybe Duke, but Duke was always kind of doing his own thing, and then fucking Honda never was playing.
Yeah, he really only got tacked on because he, like, became a weirdly popular character with the fans.
Yeah, he is cool. and like, he's in a weird place, because, like, fucking Anzu and Honda, and I am using the Japanese names, I'm sorry. I'm fucking watching the unlike 90% of people, because America only gets the 4 Kids dub, I guess, for whatever fucking reason. Lord, memes, you ruin everything. But I watched the sub first. But like Anzu and Honda, right? They were like, they know Duel Monsters and they like watching their friends play, but they weren't like, I'm going to enter local tournaments or whatever. Like they're there for moral support. Bakura's the villain. So, you know, that's not, well, Bakura's not the villain, but Bakura's the villain.
Yes.
So like, I'm not expecting them to.
These statements are true.
Correct. But so I'm not expecting them to get like whole like arcs or whatever dedicated to them. Like some things here and there, but not like, you know, not to the extent of a whole on protagonist. Duke is in a weird zone for sure, and Mai definitely seems like she should have gotten a bit more than she got. She got a good amount, but a bit more. What was I thinking of? And then I think I've run out of characters, actually, because I think that's most of the main cast, not including Kaiba. Mokuba doesn't count because he is a child who just likes to cheer on his brother and gets kidnapped a lot. So.
Yay, theme park brother, help me!
If I had a nickel for every time Mokuba was kidnapped, I'd have several nickels. So I wouldn't be as rich as Kaiba, but I'd have some money. What was I thinking of? But yeah, like 5Ds definitely is not. I still probably wouldn't hold it to Duel Monsters as of yet, though I have like I said, I think it's done things better than GX did. But that's because I think GX couldn't fucking decide whether it wanted to be a serial or an episodic series, and it honestly worked better as an episodic series, just with different episodes focusing on different characters. I think that's when it was at its strongest. So, but that's me. That's Cahill. I will continue to hang out in the schoolyard. So. And GX was that, like, I didn't watch a lot of Duel Monsters as a kid. I mostly just saw parts of GX and then 5Ds. And that was my exposure to Yu-Gi-Oh! And then getting cards and what have you, so. Chester is a lump on the ground here. Stealth, do you ever get beaten by a monkey? Do you ever get beaten by a monkey?
No, I have a 100-0 matchup against monkeys.
You are the people. You're the monkey exterminator. when someone's just like, I have a bunch of monkeys jumping on the bed. You're just like, oh, hit them on the head. That's what you do.
Yeah,
Hell yeah. I'm very glad Stealth hasn't decided to stop being my friend often.
I'm very loyal.
Despite everything. Yeah, I cannot stress this enough. I put it on the page. I said it on the Patreon because that's what I try to offer. On top of putting the comics up a few hours quicker, I also try to be like, give a little extra backstory to stuff going on. And I mentioned that one of the reasons, I mean, and she said it kind of decently in the comic, but like one of the reasons Lindsay, well, the main reason Lindsay is after Wukong is because he sunk her fucking family ship. And when I say that, I do mean he sunk it, and he did it in one fucking hit. So, I don't know how she thought this matchup was going to go. The best thing I can say that she wasn't thinking. So, oops. Oopsie poopsie. It happens. Also, let me continue to ask about this actually. Would you say that the game Stealth, would you say the gameplay of Digimon Survive and Time Stranger are comparable or nah?
They're very different.
Very different? Okay.
Yes.
I
love them both.
Yeah, I would still give both of them a shot because they both look they sound like they're good and they both look good. But yeah, that was I remember Survive being more of a real-time strategy, and Time Changer definitely gives JRPG Persona. You walk by in Shibuya and there's Joker. He's just looking up and he's just like,
I am thou, and thou art I.
When will I stop having?
Digivolve 2.
That was very good. When will I stop being in spin-offs, please, Sega? I'm begging you.
God, that'd be hilarious if there was a Joker fight in this game.
I'd laugh. It's just like, there's so much data about this one guy on the internet. What the fuck is going on? And then he pops out the computer. And it's just like, fuck you.
Never saw it coming. Yes, I did.
I had explicit warning, actually. I was just thinking about, yeah, when I remember the direct when they were like when they like announced this like new Digimon game. It's like, that's cool. It definitely gave. I don't want Kingdom Hearts 4, and I've said as much before, but it gave Kingdom Hearts 4 vibes of just like real life city. And it's like, what the fuck is happening? And then it's like, oh, that's Digimon. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Because it was just like fucking Shibuya, and it's like, uh-oh, sky's burning or whatever, and it's like, what the hell is going on? And then it's like, there's Metal Greymon. It's like, oh!
The Inferno.
What's the inciting incident of the opening hour Stealth? What's happening in Time Stranger? Take us through. Go on.
Okay, so you were part of Adamus, which is a organization that investigates anomalies.
Okay.
You were apparently in the distant future whenever the game starts. And you're investigating one to...
Go on, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the concepts could be stranger.
Yeah. Okay, well now I'm mad at you, but continue talking anyway. You flipped it on me.
So, you're investigating one of these anomalies that's behind, God, I forget what exactly is the name of the wall. I think it's the Hope Wall, which is walling off.
Yeah, I was gonna say that doesn't fill me with hope actually, but go on, tell me what it keeps out, which is terrifying.
It's unknown to the regular citizenry what it keeps out, but it's basically an old, just dilapidated part of the city that's been ravaged by these anomalies. So you get behind the wall and start investigating, and suddenly Digimon.
So it's probably keeping out Digimon of some kind or another. and then do you stay in the future, or is it just like Digimon incident to the return to the past now?
So there's an incident that happens whenever, called the Shinjuku Inferno. That during the course of the event, a giant portal opens and you're sucked into it.
That makes sense.
Shoots you out in the digital world.
Oh.
In this strange temple that's guarding an egg. The a weird shadow thing that you were fighting before that incident occurred is also there with you and is trying to take the digi egg. You're like, no. You're fuck you, egg thief.
Fucking egg man.
And you tackle the shadow, but at the same time, whenever you tackle into the shadow knocks the egg into the real world. So you all three fall into the distant past in the real world, and that's where the game really kind of starts.
Fucking time-space shenanigans in the digital world. See, that's what I'm into. I love digital world stuff where it's just like, I've been here for 50 years, but actually time has gone backwards in the real world? What? Like that kind of stuff. That I'm deeply into. And then, however, they said, no, our setting will be modern-day New York. So, and I'm just like, well, this is less interesting to me. But, alright, I'll go with it. I was like, hiya, Val. Yeah. Also, can I just say, and I've seen someone say this sentiment before, fucking, I don't know what's up with the Smurfs, and that's part of the every time they try to do the Smurfs in a movie, it's the same thing of the Smurfs are in real world, and I was like, how's that different from their world? And it's like, they're Smurfing it, and I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? They refuse to explain. They just get fucking Zendaya to voice Smurfette, and that's all the marketing and the entire story. So... I have less of
Was that not enough for you?
No, it's not. I have less of an idea of what's going on in the Smurfs than what's going on in Digimon, and that's a problem because I'm led to believe that Smurfs are a simpler franchise. So, Smurfmon, Smurf Evolve 2, Smurf. Okay, well this only had one.
Oh my god! Who would have thought? This one's blue too.
Okay, well this only had one gimmick to begin with, and we have expended it, so...
Everything's blue element. There's no fucking time advantages.
This is so fun. Who thought this was like... What was the premise again? Like that... that's my problem, is from what I've seen, anyone trying to bring back the Smurfs, I feel like they know as much about the Smurfs as I do, which is they're blue, I guess, and they're called the Smurfs. And that is the end of the story. And then they don't even roll with that. They bring them into real life New York. So. So yeah, Val, I was trying to think of get rich quick schemes, and the best thing I could think of was doing things in a basement. Figured people would like that.
We're still not sure what that is.
No, we're figuring that part out. Listen,
yeah, I'm trying to find out if I consent to it or not.
I was just thinking of like creepypastas and what have you. Those are big online, you know.
You like spaghetti.
And it's like you look at a video for long enough and fucking oh, there's a face, and it's like, oh, the face. What does the face want? And it's like no one knows what the face wants.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking about.
What did Val say? Doing things in the basement in despair. I've never seen Smurf. I don't think I have either, despite seeing both of the previous Smurf movies that came out. Not in theaters, mind you, but still seeing them at some point, I think. I don't know. Not that one. All respect to NSFW creators, but if I want, first off, if I wanted to do that, I would just do it now. And second off, I don't want to do it. So.
Okay, now put despair in the chat, Bell.
Oh. You know, I mean, I feel like I should just have this up on stream, because like this is the thing. It's not just me being like I want my friend Stealth to hang out and talk about stuff he's into, but also legitimately lots of questions about Digimon, because it is just kind of like, what the hell is happening here? I'm going to look up Despairmon and we'll see what comes up. Yeah. Oh, you'll never. Wait, no. This says Despairmon Digimon. I need an official one. I want to make sure this.
I don't think that's a thing.
Is it not? No. Yep. It says OC. Yeah. So yep. Okay, never mind.
You want to know what's funny? The first thing that came to my mind whenever you said Despairmon was just like Monokuma as a Digimon. Wow, why am I here?
A Digilution has been discovered. Or I definitely don't know enough about Danganronpa, because when they announced that new one for Switch, everyone screamed, like, not in an excited way, in the like, oh god, oh no, oh please, oh no kind of way. And I don't know what that's about, so.
Wait.
What's up?
If Monokuma was a Digimon, he could literally be an ultimate level despair.
Oh! Oh, is there like a typing called Despair in Digimon?
No, he'd just be an ultimate level Despairmon.
Oh, okay. In the line of Despair, he is the ultimate level.
Yeah.
I do like...
Which means he has a mega level evolution. That's horrifying, but...
I was about to say, and I mean, like, I sent it to Stealth today, because one of my favorite Digimon I remember from the old days is Togemon, Punch Cactus. And fucking, I don't think it's just like the cartoonist and Pokemon family. I do love when one of the highest level Digimons, like next to like the biblically accurate angel with a wildly complicated design, when one of them is just like a large teddy bear, you know, like the ones that's just like a big fucking Picklemon, which is apparently a very high level Digimon for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why it's called Picklemon, but fucking Piccolomon. It's like a little in pink. Remember, that's from yeah. Piccolo. It doesn't look like a pickle, and apparently it has the ability to manipulate time. That's fine. Oh, yeah, you know what? Actually, let me ask this, because like legitimately, and this was something Ghost Game slightly investigated a bit. I feel like that was always the problem. That was one of the problems Ghost Game had. It didn't have that. They didn't do that much of like, we're investigating a spooky thing. Digimon showed up, and that's fine. But then don't brand it as like the Ghost Game. But anyway, and especially when Dan to Dan is coming out. But regardless, moving forward, they talked about how. Yeah. Good. Good. But they talked about, it's just like, hey, depending on how this kid feels, Gamamon, main Digimon, will change into different things, and sometimes that's not a good thing. What was the thing?
Well, no, Ulu's Gamamon was all Gamamon's feelings.
Oh, gotcha. But they were still bad feelings that he had when that was yeah. Which, I mean, fair. Sadness. Without
rage.
Without his brother there to help him. But I was gonna ask stuff. Is that a thing? Because like, I feel like in Pokemon that doesn't really fit, where they're just like jump up and down 3 times and then spin your DS on the table, and then this one will evolve. Like, that's less good. But in Digimon, if they're just like, here are the different paths you can take to evolve your Digimon. Like, is it just battle, or are there different criteria you can meet to? Go on.
different stat thresholds for certain evolutions, and also there's sometimes like Digimentals or Digi-Armor that you need for certain evolutions.
Honestly, not not as interesting as I'd like, but still interesting. Like still just like, oh, that's neat. You can see what speaks to you, what's best for you, what path is to take it down. Because like for me, I feel like if I try to go in blind to a game like that, it's like, well, I mostly think we'll just get stronger by moving forward and beating tough opponents. So we'll do that, and we'll see what my Digimon turns into if I'm just doing that kind of stuff. So let's go.
Where we going?
I don't know. You're talking about the Shibuya, probably. Statistically, Shibuya. I mean, to be fair to, Japan, it is the busiest crosswalk in the world. So, like, if you're gonna find someone somewhere, Shibuya Crossing's not a bad place to start. It's like, well, here's a couple million people already, so good start. We'll work our way out to, like, rural Wyoming eventually. If we can't find them. Whoever we're looking for. Stealth, if you... You know what?
Huh?
I'm going to not ask that question, because I was going to be like, if you had to find someone, because I was thinking like a spy movie. Have you ever done that, where like they give a spy or someone in a movie a task, and you're like, I don't even know how I would start to do that. Do you know what I'm talking about, or has this never occurred to you?
Like, I know what you're asking, I've just never really done the thought experiment.
Yeah, because like I watched, shocker, and I know I'd never talk about it, I watched Pirates of the Caribbean a lot as a kid, right? In the second movie, they're like, hey, we need you to find Jack Sparrow. Where is he? No clue. Probably somewhere in the Caribbean. It's just like fucking... I don't fucking know how I would start to do that. That's an insane thing to ask me. I'm not my brother's keeper, so...
Oh.
That's where I wanted to ask the question from, since we were just talking about, people and exploring the world, but then it just felt like I was asking you, how would you start to dox someone? And that's bad. Don't do that. So do not leak personal information on the web, or else a Digimon will find it, and they'll turn into a U-Mon. Just you.
I would just psychically know where they are and then start T-posing in their direction.
Just start running towards them, so...
No running, just T-posing.
No running. Well, I'm now going to... Again, I should have this up on stream, but I'm just going to do it on my phone. I'm going to look up TVmon, but I'm going to spell out TV like T-E-E-V-E-E.
Well, there's a Vmon.
There is a Vmon.
That might come up.
Yeah. He looks like an Agumon clone in that he's meant to be very... Oh, is he from Tamer? Well, he's Adventure 2.
Vmon is 02.
Gotcha.
Adventure 02.
Yeah. Picture. It just has a list of different ones in here in different series, and I saw it. Tamer's caught my eye immediately. Gotcha, but there's not like a television mon for... Oh, well, this says Tapmon. That's not at all what I was asking for. Digimon's fun. Like, it's fun. I imagine it's fun playing the games and finding new Digimon. It's wild to watch the show. And it's just like, who could be behind this? And again, it's Peter Pan. It's always Peter Pan-mon. Why are you asking? We're 6 episodes in a new season. It's been Peter Pan-mon every time. I think we need to take care of this guy. So. Here's the problem. I can't get Time Stranger because I got Silk Song. I haven't played Silk Song. You know why? Because Silk Song was big. And I decided to play other games. But I wanted to support, Team Cherry and stuff like that. But... So I'm not... I do not want to make a habit of buying games purely for being like, I like the idea of this, and then never playing them. That would not be good for me. So... Probably survive
Ways
first.
to make Cahill financially ruined.
No, honestly, just like I like the cut of your jib. Fucking $60 out of my pocket. I did that for Silk Song, because Silk Song, and also I will probably play it at some point, but just not right now. And also, I don't know who the specific who would be making the Digimon games, if it's one team, many team, or but I doubt they count as like indie, and also they seem to be doing okay right now. So I've seen plenty of clips of
yeah.
Time
I
Stranger.
think this game's gonna bring a lot of people in.
Yeah.
I hope.
Well, I think they did a legitimately pretty cool job at marketing it. You know, like legitimately kind of the Kingdom Hearts 4 thing, where it's just like real life cities in danger. I guess. What is it? Oh, it's Digimon. I didn't know that. So, and also the gameplay seems cool, and just like it seems. Not only does it like I know I was harping on this, but one, it's making and there's a few games that have been like this, but. I don't think many being main competitors to Pokemon, but it's making a fool out of what their games have been recently, even though I'm sure plenty of people are hyped for ZA still. But just with like the animations, the voice acting, all that kind of stuff, it's just like, holy shit. And then also, from what I've seen, the customization on like, that's why I was asking so much about the different Digi-evolutions. It's because fucking like, you know, it's like I keep seeing people posting clips of like, this is my team, this is the path I was going down, yada 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 yada, and it's just like that's nuts, and it seems really cool. So yeah, I don't know if Stealth has seen creature that evolves into Togemon, but that would probably be the one Digimon.
Palmon?
What's
Not
that?
yet.
Not yet.
I haven't seen Palmon yet.
That'd probably be the one I'd be like, come on, Gaga, Pokemon, look at that, look at the punch cactus, it's gonna punch you. So, it's big.
Bang bang.
Yeah, it's big, it's strong, and it fucking it's just a big old cactus with a silly face. you gotta love that guy. I'm gonna look up. Go on.
I was gonna say, and then its flower blooms into a Lilymon.
Wait, I'll have to look up Lilymon. Is that what's the highest level again?
Rosemon.
Well, I meant in general.
If we're talking about like the curated element. So in English it's Mega.
Mm-hmm.
Original dub is called Ultimate.
Gotcha. That would make more sense, but I guess English doesn't like to make sense. Rosemon looks cool.
Yeah, well. In English, the level before Mega is Ultimate.
What was I thinking of? Yeah, Rosemon looks cool. Fucking Lilymon has a good design. It looks like a downgrade from Togemon, if I'm being honest. Like, it looks like it shouldn't be stronger than Togemon. But also, I literally was saying that's kind of one of the things I like about Digimon. It's just like, that designs can be whatever, and it can be at whatever level, so... It does tend to be like, if there's a fucking kaiju approaching, that's probably a pretty strong Digimon, but you know.
The evolution is thematically appropriate for the Crest of Purity.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, fuck, it's like a flower. You start with a cactus, which is not necessarily a wildly abundant and like, you know, like lively plant, and then,
literally abrasive in nature.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's like it turns into a blooming flower, and then you get Rosemon, which Rosemon does look tough as hell. So I've like I said before, I've stuck to like Yusei's.
Hey,
go on.
You'll either love this or hate this, but
Yeah.
do you want to hear what Rosemon's signature attack is named?
Please, I beg of you. I have to know now.
Forbidden Temptation.
I don't hate it, but I don't like it. That's for sure. So,
Oh.
I'm not a fan of it. But I like me some rose theming. Like I said, I was about to say, I've gravitated more toward Yusei's junk monsters and what have you, because I love their designs and stuff, and I love the idea of them, of like putting things together from scrap. But fuck it,
Run.
I've always loved Black. I remember Docky. I remember Black Rose Dragon. They're cool as hell. So how could you not look at that fucking thing? That's wild. But yeah. So if Slash went, I don't, because you can still recruit Digimon and survive, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So at some point,
It's like a main feature.
I'd imagine most Digimon, it's like it doesn't just stick you with one. It's like you got a partner, but you know, switch them out on your team. Try different ones out.
The comparison to Fire Emblem is kind of apt because you are in effect building an army.
I mean, that's fucking. If the option is I recruit enough Digimon that don't want to kill me, that no one fucks with me, or I have one Digimon and every other Digimon wants to kill me, then I know which I'd prefer to do. I know which I'd like to do in the digital world. So. Just sitting in my corner in the digital world, just being just like, everything wants to eat me. I need to not be here.
Father, what are you talking about?
I've made one friend and it's a worm. It's a worm that I have to protect more than it protects me.
I'm a bee.
I saw a Digimon clip at one point. I had to look it up. I think it was Minimon, which was like a little bagworm, and it was just bouncing on a bed.
Oh,
yeah.
Minomon.
Yeah.
The the form before Wormmon.
Oh, Wormmon. Was he was in Time Stranger, wasn't he? Not Time Stranger, Survive. I get these so mixed up.
Not as a main partner.
No.
But you can get him.
Yeah. He might have been early on, probably an early on enemy, because, you know, I can't imagine he's wildly tough.
Wormmon's one of the main O2 Digimon Adventure O2 Digimon.
Hell yeah. So that was probably the clip I was watching. Something from O2. Yep.
Which is a series that like GX has its problems and its criticisms, but I really love.
Gotcha. That might have been what we were talking about, because we were definitely talking about like the different generations of Digimon at one point, and you're like, that one's not so good. So maybe it was O2, maybe it was another one. I don't know.
Well, I would say that one's not viewed as so good, but I do like it.
Gotcha.
I'm not saying it's not good.
Is there one that is universally considered the worst in terms of like the anime and stuff, or nah?
I mean, I feel like it's the one where they were just the armors and like they didn't have Digimon partners. They're kind of missing the point.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I was already.
And then the more recent stuff.
Gotcha. But... Well, I mean, it seems like they're making a big turnaround now, which I love. Which
you love to see. Excluding Ghost Game.
Yeah.
Which mostly the response to Ghost Game was just like, "Yo, this was so cool. Why'd y'all fumble the bag at the end?"
Oh, I imagine it. They weren't very confident if they'd been fumbling it a little before then, so. I had just viewed Digimon as like sleeping for a while. I didn't think it was like completely gone, but I didn't think they were doing like a whole bunch of stuff with it. It sounds like they weren't doing a whole bunch of good stuff with it for a hot minute in between like Tamers and Ghost Gaming now, but they're getting their footing. It happens, you know. We all stumble. As long as you're not pulling as long as you're not pulling a Spider-Man, a comic Spider-Man, then you'll be good. Where it's just like, no, we will keep this character stagnant for the next 20 years. And that's still happening.
Where's the amazing Spider-Man? Don't stop ulting. Stop ulting.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna start.
And there go the sports.
Damn it. A competent Spider-Man is a scary, scary thing. I've been starting to say that Spider-Man is allowed to be good in everything except his mainline comic, in which they will make him suffer. So it's how they fuel the machine. They said the main Spider-Man, the Marvel machine. In order for Marvel to keep existing, Spider-Man has to suffer, and at first that was kind of charming, but now everyone's been very tired of it. So they're like, we'd like him to have a wife and kids. Begging you. Okay. Like, I haven't read a ongoing Spider-Man comic that isn't like Miles or what have you for a hot minute, but I don't hear good. In fact, I heard the one before the current run was the worst run of all time. So let him win, please.
Only after a soul-shattering loss.
Yeah, like I'm just saying because like everyone knows about One More Day. I know about One More Day. I've read the comics like around it. Yada yada yada. Not great. No one liked that decision. And then I've read like Superior Spider-Man and Ultimate Spider-Man. Those are good. And then all I hear about, I'm not trying to pass criticism when I haven't experienced it, but all I hear about from other people, it's like it's not going well for good old Peter Parker. you know, it's like he's done better. Not recently at all, but just in general, he's had a better time about it. So, also, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to go to pausing real quick, and I'm going to look up some reference because I need some help doing this. So, but that's the thing, right? It's like, first off, I should read more. I grant you that. But also, when I consume all other Spider-Man content, enjoy it immensely, and then I peek my head back into the comic, and they're just like, no, don't do it, man. Then not a good look, Marvel. I gotta say.
Marvel.
I do kind of wish they would quit it with the movies, because Fantastic Four is good, I think, but I'm not going to see Avengers Doomsday. I'm sorry. Like, I don't care. Not at all. Meanwhile, the games are doing great right now. They're doing cool stuff with the game, and they could do stuff on TV.
The characters.
Go on.
They get the characters so well for the games and shit.
Exactly.
Why can't they just not transfer that to the screen?
Because they've decided they're locked into the MCU as like a all or nothing thing. So like they're like it's either the MCU version or it's no version, and fucking they gotta keep making money. So. But yeah. And also, I mean, despite whatever, and like this is not me trying to be gatekeepy at all, but I will just say, okay, I think I just have to, I'm not finding any good references, so I think I just have to draw this. Despite what everyone thinks, like anyone who's just been into like movies and stuff like that, like, despite the fact that they're like, oh yeah, I do, I'd love a comic accurate version. Fuck it. You'd get lost very quickly. Part of the charm in comics is just like I have half context, and I'm now going to go read the comics to give me full like part of the charm is that it's a massive moving world, and unless you're spending lots of money to get all the ongoing comics, you'll never have the full picture, and that's fine. So you wouldn't like a comic accurate version because they're going to reference things and you won't know what's happening. They already do that in Spider-Verse, and Spider-Verse is good, but there's not a million Spider-Verse movies happening right now, so.
That's one thing that I've heard about the... Okay. This is just a thing that I heard about the Demon Slayer movie.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's only about like how it starts.
Yeah.
Which is to say that they just go right into it. That's all I'm gonna say about it. They just go right into it. They don't like have any like extended explanation of what's happening, why they're there. They just go right into it. That's it. That's all I'll say on it.
I mean, and that's fine.
And I think that's good.
Because that's how the last season ended. I understand now why you're being vague about it. I was surprised to learn how big the Demon Slayer movie seems to be getting. Because, like, Demon Slayer has great animation. I've been dipping my toes into that a bit. I've been reading way more manga because I think manga has a lot of things that make it stand out more than typical Western comics. I've been saying that. But, fucking... Like, it has great animation. But, like, the movies that get released they're basically just parts of the show, and that's fine. But you don't expect a major theatrical release to that, because guess what? It's just going to be like not mid as in bad, just like mid as in like middle of the story selection of the show. You know what I mean? Like they're just be like, yeah, we're adapting it, so it's just going to be like this chapter to this chapter, and we're going to try to find a good start and end point, but it's not going to be like wholly wrapped up. So hearing how good it's doing in the box office, and then people being just like, but it didn't finish, it's like, of course not.
There's gonna be 3 of them. Yeah. Relax.
It's like the pacing was weird, and it's like this is the first act of the final saga of an ongoing series. I'm not saying that's not a valid criticism. I'm more shocked how like apparently how many people have been going to see it and how well it's been doing. I'm glad. It's great. It's just, you know. Honestly, if anything, Demon Slayer, and this is weird to say because it's anime and that's usually treated different, yada yada yada, but I feel like Demon Slayer can kind of show how much 2D animation still has to bring to the table. Because I dare anyone not to see one of the big scenes from Demon Slayer anime be like, wow, that's not one of the most gorgeous things I've ever seen in my entire life. So
it's so beautiful.
Yeah. I'll say this with my full chest. I do not berate anyone for liking JJK. I've always thought Demon Slayer just kind of did what it was doing better. It's got great animation. It is just kind of a basic shonen, but it's a well done basic shonen. And what more can you say? Really?
Tropes done correctly.
Exactly. So I've seen way too much stuff about it's like the breathing styles aren't real. And it's just like I don't care. It's like that's a wild thing to have a deep conversation about. It's like fucking.
That's cool though.
Yeah. I mean, I think the idea, and I saw someone post this take, which definitely I feel like is more like how it's meant to be interpreted is like it's like you can see it. You know, the idea is that the breathing styles are like reminiscent of the thing they're named after. So water style flows like water, yada yada, etc. etc. It's real in my mind, exactly. But like Tanjiro can't be like, I'm thirsty, water breathing, and then water starts dripping from his sword. That would be insane, unless you're in Pokemon, in one of the many episodes where they're complaining about food and or water, and they have Pokemon that can make food and or water, so...
Squirtle, you know what to do. Squirtle, Squirtle!
Yeah, I know it's gross, but we are dying out here.
Squirtle!
I know. It's so cold. If only we had a fire. Charizard is next to them on fire currently.
And then turns away because he's a fucking dick.
He is. So, I was looking at... Here's the thing. I was at Walmart yesterday. Because I can only really go shopping at chains around me. There's only some... I have 2 small stores around me. One does just very specific food, like farm food, because it's New Jersey and we're the farm state. And then fucking... the other is the video game store I go to. So, like, not much for actual groceries and, like, getting stuff. But I was looking at, like, DVD section, right? Because I want more stuff on physical DVD. I saw that. They had both the Johto League and the Kanto League, and I was like, I need to get that at some point. I would love to have like the first few seasons of Pokemon, especially when Pokemon was more like an adventure anime than just like, you know, the games. The other thing that's real cool, where it's like early Pokemon was neat in that it would be like, we're doing a premise. It's not inherently tied to Pokemon, but we are going to feature like any of the Ghost episodes, where it's like we're doing a haunted house. It is Gengar, but it's still our haunted episode, and I'm like, that's neat. They also had the first 300 episode of SpongeBob on DVD, which I would also like at some point because it was big and chunky, and I do like me some SpongeBob, do like me some early SpongeBob. So, Stealth, were you a SpongeBob kid?
Nope.
I did.
That was a Cartoon Network kid.
That's fair. Cartoon Network had better cartoons. Some people like to pretend like Cartoon Network versus Nickelodeon was ever a debate. It wasn't. Nickelodeon had like 2 shows. 2 animated shows. The rest were live action. Exactly. Especially when they were made by Dan Schneider. But anyway, moving on from that.
For different reason.
Yeah, honestly. Fucking... What was I just thinking of? I feel like I know... Like Deja watched, like, SpongeBob and stuff, and I've definitely known people, but I feel like so many of my friends in my life... Like, the one friend I know for sure watched SpongeBob that I hang out with now is Ian. That's about it. We don't really talk about SpongeBob a lot. We talk about other things, but not SpongeBob. Ian loves coming to me with nerd questions, and I want him to know I appreciate it. Ian, if you're out there and if you're alive, I appreciate it. So,
big if true.
Big if true. Big if Ian alive. Oh my goodness.
Big the cat if true.
Big the cat if true. I was... Because that's the other surprise hit out right now is Sonic Crossworlds. I know, I was just like, alright, Big's in the game. And I was like, what's the last game Big was in? I forgot Big was in Frontiers. Big had an entire section in Sonic Frontiers. I need to replay Sonic Frontiers. Yeah, I need to replay Sonic Frontiers. Completely forgot Big was in the game and majorly featured. So... I was talking in a different Discord.
Smash cut of every time Big the Cat said fishing.
Yeah. 3 hours long. I was in a Discord briefly talking about Sonic. I quickly turned away from that because Lord in Heaven. But I was like, yeah, I hope the next game is going to be like Frontiers. And then someone was like, isn't it? Didn't they say that? And I was like, I cannot stress to you enough. If someone was just like, I would not bet bet on Sega's consistency in that department with any amount of money. Like, I would not have put a penny on that. You know what I mean? Fucking if any other dev in the world had a reputation like Sega, like Sonic Team specifically, before the release of Mania and then made Sonic Mania, do you know what they would do after that? They would make more Sonic Mania. And Sonic Team...
Oh, so like if someone actually made a good Pokemon game.
Exactly. But fucking... They didn't do that. Why? Because they're insane. They can't commit to an idea to save their lives. So I have no faith that they'll keep doing the Frontiers formula, because they haven't done that in the past. Fishing. Yeah, the only thing I'll count on is that Big will be back. More Big, year of Big. Oh, actually, I was making a joke. I would love a year of Big the Cat. No,
Big of Big the Cat.
Big the cat. Big the cat. Big.
Giant cat ear.
Big cat ear. Lord, have you played like Sonic Rush or anything, Stealth, or no?
Rush? No.
Okay.
That doesn't sound familiar to me.
Gotcha. I was mostly asking because, I mean, you probably know who Blaze is. It's just wild. It's just wild to think about her being in the same species as me. So, I don't think like if their design language stays consistent in that regard, at least, what we are to understand is that we didn't take them serious enough when they said Big the Cat. They mean Big Cat, like Big the Cat, because go on.
So speaking of Blaze and Big in the same context, I watched a video that's basically a montage of all of Big the Cat's interactions in the.
I was about to say, I don't know if she's in racing or not, but
she is.
She is, okay.
And basically it's adorable whenever they talk to each other because he's like, I've heard your world has a lot of good fishing spots, and she's like, my world is like 90% water, so yeah, I'll take you sometime.
I've heard I should play Rush. I don't know if I'd be. I mean, I guess I could emulate. I could emulation Rush, but fucking
Emus?
I could
I wouldn't go to war with those.
No, not those guys. But fucking because like it's just like Blaze is from another dimension, and it's like, okay, she has her own Chaos Emeralds. It makes sense. She's from a pirate world. What? Okay. All right. Okay. Sure. I guess. Whatever. But that does sound up my alley. So should give it a chance at one point. Yeah, I saw one of the reasons I was talking about Big is because I saw an interaction where it was him talking to Silver, and he's like, "Have you ever gone fishing with your mind?" And Silver was like, "I have not. Let's leave and go fishing." And he says that. He says that actually. He's like, "Let's finish the race and go fishing, Big." And I'm like, that is the best. So
He's just got all the best ideas.
he does. Big's a smart guy. I feel like if I probably won't get Crossworlds just because like it seems cool, but I'm like I'd get a game like that to play with friends and yada yada yada, and I don't think any of my friends are getting it. But if I got
Juice could probably be convinced for reasons.
for reasons, I probably would get it to Hakume Miku. I would mod in Tedo first of all, not because I don't like Miku, because I want Tedo as well. And then also, I probably made Metal Sonic. I fucking love Metal Sonic. Metal Sonic rules. So, and he speaks in Startup Modem in that game, which is always fun. So, love me a killer robot. So, it's gonna be so hard to draw. We might ink this panel right now and then save it up for like tomorrow, because like holy shit with that. Too much. I'm a Metal Sonic. Hell yeah, J12. Metal to be clear, when Sega isn't messing it up, Sonic has great character design and art direction, all that kind of stuff. Metal Sonic is that made even sleeker, and he's cool as hell for it. So, I love Metal Sonic. I love Sonic CD. I've gone on record saying that before. So, and you can see these nuts. I think that's the first. I think I was like, I know that's going to happen. I think Pig came in, and that was the first thing he said in my chat. When I was streaming Sonic CD. So, self-fulfilling prophecy. Yeah. Also, like, I'm kind of sad it's not a full-on Riders game, and I haven't played Riders before, but I'm glad Jet the Hawk is back. Always happy when they when they do stuff like that. So. Honestly, at the end of the day, Sonic Adventure's problem is that half the characters shouldn't be there. Every Sonic game after that is that it doesn't have enough characters. They went from having heroes to fucking like to only ever being able to play as Sonic after that, and that's a crime. Let me play as Vector the Crocodile again. That guy rules.
I love heroes.
I love heroes. I have here. I need to play. I was thinking about playing those, but I need to get on playing Dragon Quest.
Must them down.
Yo, but my feet don't touch the ground.
See the world spin upside down.
Something sound. Jet is very mean to Big and Crossworld. Jet's a dick to
Jet's a fucking cunt.
I know. Jet's like Jet.
He needs to grow up.
I know. Jet just is the worst. I mean, that is his character, but it is because, you know, he's a dick. That's all he is. I mean, he is more than that, but
what's his group's name again? The Babylon Rogues or whatever?
Because
or like the Babylon Frauds?
They're the Babylon the Babylon Frauds. They're the Babylon Rogues, because apparently they are from their bird ancestors are from the biblical city of Babylon. So Fun times. Fun times. But yeah. So, who knows? With this and Frontiers, maybe the next mainline Sonic game will be good. But like I said, I'll never count on that. It'll never depend on that. There are some times during my life where it's like I just need to go home and play a fun game, and I will never depend on the new Sonic game for that. I will be like, no. We will wait for the reviews we will wait to see what people are saying first. This is a week 2 purchase for sure. Double check this. Yeah. I should play Heroes, if for no other reason, because it does got my boy Metal Sonic in that. Spoilers. But, I mean, you know. Listen, you would have been spoiled on that if you had seen, like, any fucking Sonic AMV ever. Gotta put Neo Metal Sonic in there. Are you kidding me? Look at that guy. Look at that large starfish.
Oh, I love Frigimon.
Digimon? You love Digimon?
I do love Digimon, but I said Frigimon.
Frigimon?
Yeah.
Oh, time to Google it. One day I'll have a second monitor. It won't be today, though. Frigimon. Is this... Oh, he's a bear! Oh, that's very good, actually.
Sub-Zero Ice Punch!
That's very nice. I love seeing that. Oh, hell yeah. Deja's getting to me with some apartments. That's cool. I might move out at some point. And at that point, maybe I'd start doing, like, things on stream to be like, hey, please, I'm begging you, I need money. I'll show whole. I don't care anymore. I just... Please. Lord. Oh my lord. I was thinking about this the other day. I was just like, I could always, if ever I needed to think of, like, you know, incentives for, like, a charity or what have you. Also, I'm gonna undo this, actually. Oh. My bad. Because I need a thicker brush. Anyway, I was like, if I ever need, like, charity incentives, I could play more Sonic 06. Thinking back to it, actually, that game is that bad. Like, I was being tortured. Like, I know I'm being a little mean to Sonic Team recently, but like, it wasn't just there was a stretch of time. It wasn't the adventure era, as much as some people like to pretend those games are very bad. There was a stretch of time where they really were just missing the mark and only doing that. So Sonic Unleashed in Colors are kind of the exception, but still. Then they did Forces, so. And Forces is goofy, but is it a good game? The jury's still out. Stealth, do you have the jury?
No, I lost them actually.
Oh,
sorry.
Beans. Oh, I'm sorry. They got ate by a Digimon. Oh well.
They could have been. I wasn't watching.
We all loved 06. I did not love 06.
Why not?
Because it was actually very bad.
Oh.
Stealth, have you ever... Stealth, let me ask you, legitimately, have you ever played a game where, like, you are trying to, like, you are really, in your heart of hearts, really trying to play it, and then you just the character goes flying off in a different direction and you die, and you couldn't have possibly known that was going to happen? Have you ever played a game like that?
Not purposely.
No. Well, I have.
Have you?
Yes. It wasn't good.
Why?
Charity. I was gonna say money, but that makes it sound like I was profiting from it. In no way did I come out the winner when it comes to
Wow,
Sonic
so you
06.
did that and didn't even make anything
Oh,
off
no,
of it?
exactly. Listen, I make art for the passion of it. I don't count the dollars. Sonic 06 isn't art, but you know, I was trying something. Hey,
Look,
Paul.
sometimes I just have to shock myself just for the art of it.
I did see a thing recently where it's like, listen, if you never enjoy like some bad stuff, you won't know the good stuff. You know what? I'm gonna bring out Starman. I don't mean to have a bias, but he's real good, and I was talking about him recently. But yeah, the Sonic 06 is bad, and that shouldn't be a hot take. But like things like Project 06 make people think otherwise, and like very good on the devs of Project 06. That is, if I say Sonic 06, if I mean Project 06, I will say the words to you. Project 06, okay? And guess what? I'm not saying I'm saying Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 is a bad game. And if you say it has potential, I don't care. I've never cared about potential. Cuz guess what? It's a finished product and they're not going to redo it. So I don't know how much I've gone on a rant about that in like, probably at some point when I played Epic Mickey. Nothing grinds my gears more than someone saying like this had potential or whatever. Fuck, I don't care. If you think there could have been a good thing here, if you have an idea for something, go do that. This is a finished product. I don't care what it could have been. It's here. Tell me about it. If you say one thing about what it could have been, I'm going to get I'm going to get cross with you. Please don't say that.
Does that apply to me being sad about Ghost Game?
No, because you're talking about like they were like, it's different from being like this ongoing story was setting things up and they didn't deliver on it. That's different from just being like, I wish Ghost Game was an entirely different show. You know what I mean?
What they had was great, and then they just flubbed it.
Yeah, that's different. Saying a show didn't deliver is not the same as showing like, I wish this show was something else entirely. So Sonic 6 had potential. I'm upset. Yeah, honestly, J12. You should draw for the love of the game. Because, like, sometimes I get sad about numbers, but, like, I love Walt and Willie. They're my boys. I think they have potential, and then I'm shot to death. But anyway, I think people would like them if they give them the chance, which is why I was saying at the start of this. It's like, I think the best thing I can do is just get it out there more. Yeah, I think that's just the Epic Mickey fan in me. Just because, as I've said I definitely said this specifically many times before. Anyone who talks about that game and decides to be like, I like the concept art more. It's just like, stop for 5 seconds. I beg of you.
Okay, why are we stopping?
Because you're saying dumb things, and I need you to not do that. Please.
Oh, well. See, that's my hobby, though.
Man, Stealth, I'm going to be honest with you. Because as we've talked about Digimon so much on this stream, like, you know, like I said, I don't know much about it. So, like, I was trying to picture some. All I can think of is Time Wizard, and I don't think any Digimon will ever beat Time Wizard for me. Time Wizard would make it great. Yeah, there is Clockmon. Yeah, you're right.
He's got a big old hammer.
Yeah. And he is good. But I think Time Wizard is just the best design that's ever existed. So. Time magic.
Yeah.
I love him. Love that guy. Oh, I should have him as a parrot. I don't think I have any Yu-Gi-Oh parrots. I should get Junk Synchron as a parrot and Time Wizard. And then with those components, I can Synchro Summon. But I'm going to pass. Your turn.
I just thought of something.
What's that? Go on.
In And whenever you get like a deluge of parrots, I forget what you refer to it as.
A parrot bomb.
But just have like a T-posing junk warrior on your screen.
Just taking up far too much of the screen because he's like taller than everything else in the entire pile. Yeah, junk warrior also got it. So like, you know, I don't like I like to try and be consistent with some things. I like to know who I am, right? And like, I'm not a really big mechanic myself, right? But I really like the junk archetype because I do like the idea of, like, to me, it's not the mechanics of it, like as in like being machines. It's specifically being like, I took like garbage. Like, I mean, that's really one of the biggest things you say is on about in season 1. It's like I took like not good things people threw out, and I have repurposed them to be something more. And that is junk synchron and junk warrior, and I like them for that reason, that's for sure. So I don't like driving. I might like racing. I've never tried racing before, and it's definitely different than driving. But cars, as in racing for cool sport, really great. Cars as main mode of transportation everywhere, maybe the worst idea humanity has ever had. So we need to change that.
Cars from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, even worse than that.
Yeah, because he has been stuck in space for almost 100 years now, and he is going insane. Or Stealth, I don't know where in Texas you live. That's a very wide question, and I'm not about to ask you to dox yourself. Yeah, there. I don't know if it's near this city I'm about to say, but I saw I saw a short TikTok about some of the worst designed cities in the world. Houston was up there. It was like number 3 or whatever.
I lived there for a time during law school. I agree with that.
I forget. Dubai was like number 1 base. I don't know if they were going in a specific order, but that was the first one they mentioned. They were like, Dubai is in the middle of the desert, has no infrastructure, need to drive everywhere, horrible place to live. And then Houston was pretty close, as until just like fucking, do you live across the street from the beach? Good. Get in your car and start driving, or else you are going to Frogger your way across the lanes of traffic and almost die doing so. Yeah. I saw some stuff in Pig's Discord recently, because like Japan seems to be going through it apparently in certain ways at the moment. I'm not going to speak on it because I'm not a super expert, but I've heard mixed reviews at the moment. I saw good news from Ireland though, and like that's like the opposite of what I'm talking about, because that goes from like any infrastructure to like, I want to live in the hills away from everyone, and I will stand by that. I would love to live in a quiet cottage somewhere in rural Ireland with good internet. So I don't know what I have to pay for it to get that to happen. I will pay it. So I do wonder, because granted, I know from like people like Barry and stuff like that like internet service is upsettingly, like, it can be monopolized, and like this provider is just this area. Like, you don't get a choice of providers. It's like, if you live here, this is the person doing the internet here, and if they suck at that, oh. But like, if I'm really going out into the middle of nowhere, I wonder, it's just like, okay, what do I have to pay someone to make sure that the internet out here is at least as good as it would be in a major metropolitan area, if not actually good? You know, like actually decent internet. Walk me through the steps, please, Mr. Internet Man. Internet Mon, and it's like a recursive thing. It's always looping in on itself. Actually, here's the thing, because
Bingro.
because like Because you got like your Angel Woman Mons, right? And you have animal with gun tied to it. I feel like I'd be really, really into Digimon if more of the final evolutions were just Eldritch Horrors, where it's like, I can't understand what I'm looking at right now. What is happening there? And just like, I don't know, but it's cool. Cosmic Horrormon. Lord, I'm gonna have to work on this on like Friday or something, because like I'm probably gonna wrap up soon because I gotta talk to Deja about the stuff they were sending me, on top of the fact that I'm tired and hot in my room. I'll turn the fan on tomorrow or whatever. But like these two, this will already be like I'm drawing here, right? Like that's plenty. And then but like this one with all the water splashing everywhere. Ugh. Why does water have to be amorphous and reflective? That's so hard to draw. I would like something simpler, please. Please turn all... Cosmo? Wanda? I wish that all water on Earth was a solid. Even in people. Lord, there's lots of reasons that, like, Fairy Odd Parents isn't that great. And I'm sorry to say this. I know. There's so much criticism of this thing, but I'm speaking my truth right now. As much as Timmy could be not the best in a lot of ways, and that's part of his character, like, it's fine. That's not a criticism. It's what the show's doing, alright? There are sometimes he would wish for something, and the consequences would be so stupid. Like, Timmy would wish for, like, Cosmo, Wanda, I wish I had a teddy bear to love. And then, like, 20 minutes later, Wanda's like, oh, Timmy, to do that, we had to kill the president of Uruguay. And it's just like, why did you have to do that?
I don't know, kill Saber.
There's literally an episode where it's like, Cosmo, Wanda, I wish my babysitter would stop being mean. And it's like, Timmy, to do that, we had to condense the evil in the world and turn it into a creature that we loosed on the town. And it's just like, why would that be the way you would do that? It almost, like, they literally have an episode about
the
it.
Natural consequences of your actions.
Apparently. They literally have an episode of the show about like a genie and how the archetype of a genie is that they trick you when you make your wish. The godparents feel like that a lot of the time in a lot of the episodes. So at one point I'd be like, Cosmo and Wanda, I think I'm just done attempting to wish for things, and I know that means you have to leave me now, but fucking what do you want when I wish for anything? The world almost ends, so like I must be done. I must cease. So, and speaking of, we're gonna call it here. We got a good amount of the sketches. Sometimes I feel bad sometimes when all I do on a thing is sketch, but it's an important part, and sometimes it's just like you gotta get everything right. And it's good to get it out of the way, as opposed to being like, okay, time to spend a day figuring out what the comic's gonna look like. So, I appreciate anyone for hanging out as we did so. I'm gonna raid Olmsted. She's got spooky Oni face on. For Halloween. I don't know what she's doing. She's just starting out right now, so we'll see what they'll be doing. Thank you, Val. Thank you, J12 and Paula. Everyone for coming out. We'll be back tomorrow with some more art. Hopefully, my goal tomorrow, because, like, I make no illusions about the fact that, like, some days it's just, like I said, getting sketching done and stuff like that. Tomorrow, I would hope to get these two, like, the second and third panel done. First, I have no hope. I have no hope of anything I'm doing. So, happen. Also, thanks, Pig, for coming by. I didn't know if Pig was still here. You were here at the start, and like I'm not gonna pretend. I don't do the longest streams on Twitch, but if you're like I can't stay for fucking 2 hours, then I try though. Yeah, that's the thing, right? I was talking. I do talk about numbers sometimes, yada yada yada, but also, it's like whether or not anyone's actually here. I like to try and make a good stream, good entertainment for anyone to hang out to when it becomes a VOD or what have you. So, and I'm thankful that my friend Stump was here because I like hanging out with Stump. So. Anyway, Digimon. I like talking to. If Stealth is here again tomorrow, which I'm not committing him to that. I'm just saying. I'm sure we could spend another 2 or 3 hours just being like, okay, so we're going to go down a list of Digimon, and these will get progressively more ridiculous as we do so. So that'd be fun. Anyway, I'll see you all later. Bye.